demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defied the seat of destiny. It's defiled, right? See, I can't see it very well. 10,000 known or suspected gang members. The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges, combat infantrymen. Once it was reluctantly aroused. It was hard to get it aroused, and it is hard to get it aroused, but we got it aroused.
Dumps. They call them dumps. Big, massive dumps.
We're honored to have with us today our amazing Vice President Mike Pence and his wonderful wife Karen. Where's Dick? Hi, Dick. We like Dick, yeah. And you know, when you say per capita, there's many per capitas. It's like per capita relative to what?
I had a beat off.
The Burmese executives. So these Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese. Yosemite even brought a safe tractor in his sock drawer. We're going to be appointing very pro-crime judges. I don't read, obviously. Again, the words are conditions. I don't read, obviously. Christopher Columbus. Michigan gave us Votan. Action replays in magnified fortune. And God bless the United States.
All right, let's do this. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm alone again without you. Alone again without you. How do I get you alone? How do I get you? Yeah, I'm by myself. Can you tell? I'm going to sing so much this weekend while I'm alone at the house that the cats are going to think I'm dying. So those of you that don't know this, I work on my singing when everybody's out of the house because it's the only time I feel like I can just have the freedom to hit a sour note. It's crucial and it's important. And all by myself, don't wanna be all by myself anymore. I don't know what. Every time I go down into my chest voice on what's supposedly a female singer song, you have to go Jack Black on it. Apparently, you have to go into like fake heat. I believe, like that kind of thing. I don't know why. It's just a thing. Anyways, REO, keep pushing. Absolutely. Keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. All right. Because it's time for me to fly. I'm sorry. Now I'm going to go. Now it's a medley of REO Speedwagon songs. Exactly what you wanted on a Friday. It's not good.
I know words. I have the best words.
I do, but can you sing them like this? Let's see. Tool, Tick, and Leeches. Tool, Tick, and Leeches. REO is amazing live. REO is playing here tonight. Couldn't get tickets. That's very sad. They're very good. Hal, I think it's so cool. We're both free. Well, Tawada 106. Hello, brother. I agree. If that is indeed true, you have to forgive me because there's that's the thing about the internet is not being able to see somebody, face to face. But hopefully, I'll see you at a lodge sometime. That'd be lovely. Welcome. Yes, I'm not alone. You guys are here. Oh God. Boy, but I gotta say, it's unfair of me, quite frankly, to complain about, like how alone I might feel in a lonely nights. You Yeah, you better. You better. White Lion, Lonely Nights. Nobody. That's that song. Now it's stuck in my head. Now somewhere in the night, there's a little girl. She cries and said, "I wanna die. There's no one who really cares. But if there's someone here who understands, someone here who'll try and lend a hand and take her home tonight." I could never sing like Mike Tramp from White Lion for more than a couple of days. That is the driest throat. I love White Lion too, but like fucking hell. Hal Sparks, Columbia Records presents the best of Hal Sparks, Unchained Melodies, Megaworldwide, Lost in Translation. Stream to us while sleeping, we'll watch. Oh, that's not creepy at all. Yeah, it does. Sounds kind of mildly creepy. Hey now. So anyways, make me feel better. Go ahead. Just, whatever you do, don't compliment me though, because that's what gets me weepy. Are you alone? Are you lonesome tonight? Are your pillows aside? Shop at Macy's and love me tonight. It's so funny. So next Ultimate Jam night, and we're gonna get to the show because I got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. Next Ultimate Jam night, it's America. It's the music of America, American bands. So I think we gotta open with "You Can Still Rock in America" by Night Ranger, right? I think we gotta then do. Somebody's got to do "Born in the USA." I don't know if I'll end up doing it because I won't be able to sing anything else. Because talk about a dry-throated, like, how do you sing anything after that? God damn. But I since I ran into Kari Walgren, I want to sing "Up All Night" now. Because they have like a choir of kids, Pledge of Allegiance, and all that kind of stuff at the beginning of the album, and there's that music interlude into it. You know what I'm saying? Up all night, sleep all day. That's right. You know what I mean? Like I could do it. I could pull it off. I mean, I'd have to tuck a ball. Definitely, just like, yeah. Yeah, we should do America. Fuck yeah, that's a great idea. America, fuck yeah. Come to save the motherfucking world, yeah. I'm okay. It's like a minute long. We're doing it. Count on it. Fucking count on it. We're doing it. And yes, REO Speedwagon is an Illinois band. I think at some point we got to do an Illinois band thing, which is like REO, Cheap Trick, Enough's Enough, Ministry, Styx. I mean, come on. So lots of stuff. You're sitting at dinner with your family, sneaking to chat. Okay, well, I appreciate that. I don't want my singing to interrupt. I still have. Oh God, we haven't posted the. I did an art thing that said, "Your Getty scares my cat," and I was divided on whether I had one that said "Your Getty Lee scares my hat" and more "Your Getty scares my cat," and I thought the Getty one might be too inside, but fuck it, I think so. We should do, I agree. We should do Chicago, Supertramp. New World. We can't do Ozzy, obviously, but we could do Black Label Society, which is a very American band. I'm just saying. Hal Sparks, that rockin' tune would be great with puppets from Team America. I know, and if we just like have somebody up there with actual, well, don't get me started. It'll become a project. I think we should just open up with it and shock the shit out of everyone. I think it would be great. Three Dog Night, we got to do it. Head East, okay. Civil War, Guns N' Roses, dare you? But what we have here is a failure to communicate. Although we have a dude who sings with the Jam sometimes who sounds just like Axl. It's fucking rude. It's amazing. He sounds just like him. And if I'm going to do it, I've got "You Should Be Mine" stuck in my head because Cam and I watched Terminator 2. Creedence, Fortunate Son, Freebird. We did Freebird before. That was a fucking tooth pull, talking everybody into doing that. Yeah, Wanted Dead or Alive, Bon Jovi, or Living on a Prayer, I think, are classic. Queensryche, Silent Lucidity, it will be too soft, but I would like, you know me. Revolution calling! All right. So here we go. We're going to get off. See, the problem is we're going to get into an area where we're all enjoying ourselves. And then we got to talk about these awful dickheads we've been dealing with lately. Now, on the upside, though, where is it? Is it here? Yeah, here it is. We're in a good mood talking about music. Dave Grohl, times like these, it's a great idea. Well, I mean, doing some Foo Fighters. They are America's Nickelback. Twisted Sister. Yeah, and we should get D to come down. All right, let's get to a show, and then we'll figure that thing out. God damn, I'm gonna end up singing 9 songs that night if they don't stop me. This was my favorite article of the day, though. This is what, you know what I mean? Like, you have one of those challenging weeks or something's going on and there's something puts a spring in your step. This was it right here. This is CNN. Trump was in a sour and dejected mood following his arraignment, sources say. Former President Donald Trump left Washington, D.C. courthouse on Thursday in a sour and dejected mood after pleading not guilty. Multiple sources familiar with his mindset told CNN Trump was, quote, pissed off as he motorcaded through traffic. Well, by the way, as he motorcaded through traffic, he rode in the back of a car because he can't drive. I'd be pissed too if I'm like, fuck, I'd love to go for a drive, but I don't know how. See, that's the great thing. Who sings in your car? Chat room, you know what? I'm going to thread it through. I don't give a shit. It's Friday. Who like sometimes when you have had it, get in the car, go for a drive and just sing, right? I know I do. It's no surprise at all. Yeah, all the time. Excellent. Good people all around. And it's interesting that sometimes the song, you think it'd be an angry song that gets you someplace, but that's not always the case. Sometimes a good, everybody wants to rule there's a room where the light, you know what I mean? Sometimes that's all you need. You don't need to, it doesn't even have to be an angry song. Sometimes it's just, it's something that just, whatever that lift is. Meatloaf, excellent. Yeah, so tell me what you're in the chat room if you dare. And you don't have to overshare. If it's too personal, you don't have to tell us. But give us one of your, catharsis songs. Everybody sings in the car, Hal. No, not necessarily. I know a lot of people who don't, and I find it terrible. I find it very sad that they don't. Can't say, yes, you can sing. You just don't think you can sing well. That's different. Everybody can sing. Bad Company, Shooting Star. That's a good one. Sure. Prince. Ludacris plays for me. There you go. Taylor Swift, Shake It Off. Sure, that makes sense. Beatles. There you go. Tears. Marilyn Manson. New Shit or where a Dope Show, something like that. New Shit is in my motorcycle playlist when I ride my bike. Wang Chung. Everybody Wang Chung today. Crying songs. Not necessarily. I don't think it's a good idea to cry in the car. Mark Anthony, yeah, a lot of people sing in the shower. There's that old question, Greg. They say that 99% of men masturbate in the shower, but 1% sing in the shower. You know what song they sing? I didn't think so. Parabola by Tool saved my life. I believe you. I can't drive 55. It's a little on the nose, don't you think, if you get pulled over? Carry On My Wayward Son. That's great. Bang Your Head. Heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another. You've been messing around. Driver's Seat. Creep by Radiohead. Sure, that's a catharsis song. Purple Rain. Pour Some Sugar on Me. Absolutely. Originally with gibberish lyrics, as was the song. I think I Don't Believe in Love, the Queensryche song. That's one of my catharsis songs, oversharing. But that was originally called Yodeling in G because they didn't have any verses. They just had the thing. Cinderella, absolutely. Long Cold Winter will be one of mine. Coming Home. Fire and Ice. Oh, if I'm cheering myself up. Fire and Ice off of the Cinderella album, Long Cold Winter. And Once Around the Ride and Back Home Again. Tool, Anima, or The Pot. That's a good one, too. Hell Awaits Slayer. Sure. Tears for Fears. Killing in the Name of. There you go. Faith, Limp Bizkit. Dream Theater, Never Enough. Running Down a Dream. Summertime Blues. See, I knew I liked you guys. Look at you. Static X. This is not my life. This is not my life. This is not me. I hate this. Can you? There was a period where I sang that song quite often. Jane's Addiction. Which song by Jane's Addiction? Because Mountain Song is really good, but Jane Says is terrific. AC/DC Big Balls. Calm down. Thunderstruck. You've been thunderstruck. Black-Hearted Woman by Blue Murder. Daily Beavers. Coming in hot. Nicely done. Pearl Jam's Jeremy. Okay, you're scaring me, Buzzkill. Jeremy spoken. Right. Anything from Foreigner, I agree. Supertramp. Back in the Saddle. Yep. Moon River. Sure, why not? I think it works.
Moon River.
Nobody's Fool. Absolutely. Although the live version where they pause on I Scream My Heart Out. Liar. The Queen song. Liar. Riding the Storm Out. Fox on the Run. The Bluegrass song, or yeah, I know. Ace Frehley did a good version of that, by the way. Pat Benatar, Invincible. Yeah, pretty much any Pat Benatar is pretty good. Sinead O'Connor, yes, of course. Drop Dead Legs. Any Metallica will do, yes. Killer Doors. This is great. I love you. The Wall. There you go. Jane Child. I Don't Want to Fall in Love. See, we're you guys. You guys. Faith No More. Epic. Yep. Black Flag by the band or the King's X song? There was a black flag on my morning. There was a black flag on my day. Yeah, anything off of King's X Dogman will help too. But nothing. Welcome to the Jungle. There we go. Look at you guys. It's great. Okay. Nothing. Here's the thing. Guy can't drive. Can't go for a drive. Ever. What's he gonna do? Get in a fucking golf cart and turn the radio up? And then he can't sing. Fucking what a sad existence this man has. I'm not kidding. That's fucking pathetic. All right, here we go. Trump did speak briefly to the media. Yeah, we'll look at that in a second. Criticizing the charges and claiming he's being persecuted because he was running for office. He ran for office after he got his target letter. He could have waited till it was all done and went, all right, I won. Fuck you. I don't even have to campaign. Trump had been fingerprinted and processed. Had been fingerprinted and processed at the E. Barrett Prettyman. Man, that's an old person's name. E. Barrett Prettyman. E. Barrett Prettyman, Esquire. Courthouse before he pleaded not guilty. Not guilty to 4 criminal charges related to his efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. One aspect of the hearing that irked the former president, who is still referred to by his former title when at his Bedminster Golf Club or Mar-a-Lago, was when the magistrate judge Maxilla Upadhyaya referred to him simply as Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to file that under boo fuckity who. That said, I think we have. Oh, and he was very angry. He decided also that he was going to threaten people. So he did this on his Truth Social. If you go after me, I'm coming after you. Okay, first of all, Big Mouth, fuck off. I'm coming after you is a lot of this. The fuck is he gonna do? Secondly, like he's coming on like a fucking mob boss. Get the fuck out of here, chump. If you go after me, I'm coming after you. No, what he means is, I want to sound tough to the lunatics that will attack people on my behalf. The fuck out of here. Think anybody's honest to God. Man to man, this dude could take manhood lessons from Kevin McCarthy while Swalwell watches. Just get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You dizzy bastard. What an idiot. I'm going to come after you. But, all right, how? What are you going to do? Yeah, I'll put the kettle on. Exactly. Oh no, Captain Bone Spurs is going. You know, it's a little fucked up when anybody that you think you're going to go after could foil the attack with a downward ramp. I mean, if this ramp wasn't like ice, I would kick your ass right now. Yeah, sorry, dude. And again, when he writes shit like that, I gotta say, the only thing I can think of is that he's talking to like the women who are accusing him of sexual assault. You know what I mean? Like it's not, believe me, he's comfortable threatening women and thinking he can win. I don't think he can. I think, you know, pound for pound, E.G. Carroll could kick his ass. But, and again, this is not political violence. We're talking about two known entities in a personal exchange. Nobody, he's not kicking anybody's ass, and nobody needs to kick his ass. Just go to fucking jail, dummy. Who's he threatening? Everybody. That's who. I haven't, like, just so stupid. It's so stupid. Now, speaking of stupid, he made a statement, and the people on the 5 were waiting with bated breath to hear what he had to say. And let me tell you something. If you're pretending to be taller than you are, and your hands are tiny and everybody brings it up, piece of advice: don't bring a gigantic fucking umbrella that looks like you were hit with a shrink ray. Look at the hook on that fucking thing. Look at this. What the shit? It's like a tent.
Well, thank you very much. This is a very sad day for America.
Matter of opinion. I disagree. I mean, the jobs report was kicking ass. The unemployment rate went down. I ordered my Dark Brandon mug. I mean, obviously, dropped my girl and her kid at the airport, and my son and my mom at the airport. Yeah, stuff. But I'll be all right. I'll be fine. But that's not America's issue. That's mine. I'm fine. I'll be all right. It's beautiful. Life's beautiful. Also, weather's not too bad. It was fucked up hot for a little while, and it's eased up in a lot of places. So much so that, like, I think because it was so hot that, like, it was like 102 today, 103, and it feels like winter is coming.
And it was also very sad driving through Washington, D.C. and
seeing where I used to live. It's hard to see the old neighborhood, especially when you've been evicted.
The filth and the decay and all of the broken buildings and walls.
Look, nobody made you visit Anthony Weiner. That was your choice. Next time you drive, look, if you don't want to see the filth and decay, next time you're driving through, give Marjorie Taylor Greene a heads up and she'll close her drapes.
And the graffiti. This is not the place that I left. It's a very sad thing to see it.
Yes, in the last 2 years, DC has suddenly it's covered in graffiti and nobody can walk around. It's second only to Portland, if Portland still existed.
When you look at what's happening, this is a persecution of a political opponent. This was never supposed to happen in America.
I was supposed to be able to get away with shit. Roy Cohn told me that if you ever see the law coming, run for office.
America, this is the persecution of the person that's leading by very, very substantial numbers in the Republican primary and leading Biden by a lot. So if you can't beat him, you persecute him or you prosecute him. We can't let this happen in America.
It's already happening, shithead.
America, thank you very much.
Do you want these trials to happen before the 2020?
Excuse me. Next time, maybe go to the children's section and get an umbrella. Is that some sort of perspective trick? I'm just saying, you look like Dark Helmet from Spaceballs. What the fuck is that thing?
All right, there you
Jesus Christ. It's like the top. Can you stick the post of it into one of the golf carts? What the shit?
You have the statement, basically, sad day. He made a point of pointing out how filthy Washington, D.C. is and the empty.
He did make a point of saying that. And it was so nice when he was there, Yeah, especially the church that the Proud Boys set on fire. All right, anyways, that's his statement, so I don't give a shit about the rest of you. Okay, now, who was inside the courtroom? This fella. I know what you're thinking. Why do all of Trump's attorneys either look like the hot assistant DA on a Law and Order episode or the ambulance chasing MacGuffin lawyer who actually killed the person on Law and Order? I understand. I don't know. It's maybe the same reason why he picks people with, names like Ty Cobb and Smiley Jenkins or whatever the shit. Everybody's got this like silly fucking name. Trump attorney John Lauro. That sounds bad. Shreds Merrick Garland's handiwork on the Ingraham Act. Oh, it's on Ingraham. I had no idea. They had one of the attorneys on Ingraham. Ah, yes, Laura Ingraham. Yes.
Joining me now to unpack all of this is John Lauro, attorney for President Donald J. Trump.
Fabulous. We're going to get the inside scoop, folks. He looks happy. That doesn't look like, that is not the face of a man under pressure. Jesus Christ. He looks like he's just been, he looks like he just opened an envelope with a ransom note in it.
He was there in the courtroom today, John.
Yeah. I'm in courtrooms a lot. I'm a lawyer, and I represent a lot of shitty people, Laura. A lot of shitty people. This might be the shittiest. Yeah, it's tough.
They want this trial to be speedy. This was repeated all.
No, excuse me. They don't want speedy. They want quick trial. Quick trial, apparently. Quick trial. Apparently, the defendant in the case has been on television everywhere talking about how he thinks there should be quick trials. He's a big fan of other countries when they do it, so he asked for one. Quick trial. Speedy. Fuck off. Quick trial.
Day long on the other cable networks. They want it to happen before the election. What does that tell you tonight?
That it'd be hard to, because he's a criminal now. He was criming now. What, let me tell you this. What the fuck does an election have to do with it? If you did the crime before you ran for office, who cares? What is, honest to God, that's like, it's like they want to pull him over before he hits the next intersection. Who gives a shit?
It tells me everything, Laura, about what's going on, about the attack on our Constitution. I've talked a lot about how this is criminalized First Amendment speech because...
No. As a lawyer, you should know that free speech doesn't cover the instructions to kill someone, for example. Right? We know this, right? That just because words are the point of communication does not mean words are... This guy's about to make the child porn defense, the defense of child porn First Amendment argument.
President Trump, like all of us, has a right to redress grievances, has a right to protest an election that he felt was unfair.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the right to coordinate an alternate set of electors to undermine the function of government. He's not being tried for being at the ellipse, dipshit.
Has a right to campaign on a position.
Yeah, that's interesting because he has not been charged with illegal campaigning.
And they've attacked that right, not just for President Trump, but for everyone.
No. See, if I stand in the middle of the fucking grass in front of the White House and tell everybody that, if the vice president doesn't make me president again, you're going to have to fight or we're not going to have a country left, and point them in the direction and say, they're not going to give a fuck because nobody would listen to me. Well, some people would, but not enough to make a difference, to make a dent. In this case, yes, but the bigger part isn't even that stuff. The bigger part isn't the free speech of telling a group of people that went to attack someplace, is what his fucking calls and his conversations with Mark Meadows, who spoke to Steve Bannon and Roger Stone and all these rat fuckers who were trying to undermine the counting of the Electoral College votes.
But now, today in court, which was a very terribly sad day, they're attacking other parts of the Constitution.
Are they? Wait a minute. Oh, are they going to make us quarter soldiers?
Because they want to take President Trump to trial in a few months. They want to deny him his Sixth Amendment rights to counsel.
What? You're his lawyer. Explain.
Give me and my co-counsel Todd Blanche an opportunity to prepare.
Oh, I see. He won't get proper counsel because these motherfuckers are going to pretend that they don't know anything about this and don't have time to review the 200,000 hours of video of the Jan 6ers going, we're here because President told us to kick her ass. I'm going to shoot Pelosi in the dome for Mr. Trump like he told me to. Like, yeah. Objection. Fuck off.
They want to deny President Trump his due process rights.
No, he's getting them everywhere. He's getting more due process rights. He's out fucking walking around. You know what he's due? At the very least, an ankle monitor.
To look at documents, to get witnesses, to use our subpoena power.
Oh, and this is the, like, we're going to put the, who the fuck is that? All right, William J. Hennessy Jr. Your Honor, I object. Clearly, the court artist likes Donald Trump and has decided to draw, I don't know, a character from Nancy Drew. All right.
They want to deny all of him those rights in a rush.
All of him? All of him? Or both of him? Probably just some of him. They want to deny 15/18 of him those rights.
To judgment for one political purpose, and that's to uphold
his right to have a picture that makes him look like a service member in the 40s that got a social disease in a comic book they hand out to guys who are going to France. Don't get a bump on your dick, Charlie. All right.
the Biden administration. Make no mistake about it. This has...
That's a little better. What did you do, melt between the two pictures? Hey, blurb.
Merrick Garland's handiwork all around it.
Well, he's a handy dude.
This case was brought, had to be approved by Merrick Garland.
All right. Again, I don't know what the dude, this William J. Hennessy artist is fucking around with. Why is one finger big and the rest of them? What else is going on here?
And
he's signing his name. That is his fucking signature. That's him writing. What did he do? I sign bills that never passed. It comforts me. Please tell me in court, like in the middle of it, he signed something and then just held it up and went like, no, quit it. But I signed a thing. I signed the thing.
interestingly enough, why the bum's rush on this case?
Why the bum's rush? Well, if you think this is a bum's rush, wait till he gets in jail. I kid you. Come on, stop it.
Feel that there's a problem in the other cases that are being orchestrated?
No. As a matter of fact, they know that you're going to delay everything, so they start as early as possible because he's going to try his delay tactics. And the sooner you try to start it, the delay tactics can only go on so long. But if you punt it out to May, he could show up in April and go, I'm sick. I can't be here to face my accusers. So they're, all 240 million of them.
And they need to bring this case to trial in a couple of months in this venue. What does that tell you?
That they have a very strong case. And no matter what angle you look at the shit, you're fucked.
Well, they definitely don't want to name any of the other co-conspirators.
Oh, they want to. Just legally, they can't until they either charge them or those people actually, they probably till their deal is finished, I guess.
Correct, because that would slow them down.
Would it?
I mean, if this was such a assault on our democratic process, which obviously it was not.
Obviously. Well, in all fairness, she's right. It was not an assault on our democratic process because it failed miserably. It was like everything else he does, a complete fuck up. It didn't amount to a hill of beans. It was noisy and dangerous, and some people got hurt, and some of his own supporters got killed that day. But overall, democracy went easy, and that was that. So she's kind of right. I mean, it's the attempt, but that's, again, if somebody tries to stab you, it's still attempted murder, even if they have the knife pointed the wrong way and they're running at you and the hilt bounces off your chest and sticks them in the forehead. It's still attempted murder.
Trump left office voluntarily.
That's her defense. Trump left office voluntarily.
Democratic process, which obviously it was not. Trump left office voluntarily.
Yeah. He left office voluntarily after his failed coup, dipshit. You don't get credit for, walking away from a fight with your ass kicked. Look, he's obviously a pacifist. You can tell by the way he crawled out of the bar. Shut the fuck up.
The electors, had the, votes certified, all of that.
All that happened. Just a little, there was some sort of, I don't even remember. Does anybody remember? It was some kind of a delay. Something went on. She slept through the whole thing. Wine is a hell of a drug.
So that all happened.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that's a great way to sum it up. January 6th. That all happened. Good Lord.
They actually want this to go forward as fast as possible.
It's been 2 fucking years, dum-dum. 2 fucking years. I don't know. Maybe there's a statute of limitations on trying to destroy democracy that we're not aware of.
And so they'll let go of the co-conspirators, correct?
No.
That's key to this.
100%. This is a...
No. You'll go after the mafia boss and let the other fuckers sweat it out and squeal and offer them a deal as they see them going after the boss. They're going to do that to him. As we get closer, we get closer to not needing you motherfuckers. That's the other thing. One of the big reasons that, in my opinion, that the Jan 6 co-conspirators with Trump are not being tried at the same time he is, and he's put out front, is because they want those guys to come to court and verify what some of the other ones have said. What Mark Meadows has said, he said to Roger Stone, or he said to Steve Bannon, or he said to Rudy Giuliani, or he said to John Eastman, or what John Eastman said to somebody else that he was there. So they were present when it happened. It wasn't hearsay. He saw him do it. They want the third or fourth person in the fucking room to verify this. And the closer they get to finding Trump guilty, the less they need the co-conspirators to confirm those details. If they feel like they have enough information to convict him without them, so they can just fucking convict those guys. But if they show up and go, hey, I'm old, let me take a walk. I'll just go, I'll stop lawyering or something. But God, they're hoping Eastman rolls, essentially.
This is a fast-moving railroad without any concern for justice.
It's a great description. The man's a poet. I can envision it. It's a fast-moving railroad without any concerns for justice. Okay. Trains move fast. Railroads stay still. If you're railroading someone, you're talking about putting them on a train and getting them somewhere fast to justice, but never mind.
Speedy trial rights are a defendant's speedy trial rights, a citizen's speedy trial right.
Right, and they're guaranteeing him that speedy trial right because he's running for office and he's got a primary next year, and so might as well get it out of the way since he's innocent, right?
It's not the government. The government has an obligation to ensure a fair
I haven't even finished law school.
trial. And in this case, what we need is a journey to the truth, not a railroading of an American citizen, let alone a former president. So what we have here is a strategic move by the Biden administration to get to trial as quickly as possible because
He's guilty. No, oh, no, that's not what you were going to say because Trump's fucking guilty, and they know that this one's a slam dunk because because Steve Bannon recorded everything. He rolled a long time ago, and Mark Meadows has all those recordings of the people writing the book about Mark Meadows in the documents case. They were following him around the rest of the time, and Mark Meadows has a shit ton of recordings of Trump saying all this stuff that have been verified by 3 other people on the recordings that's actually Trump already. Is that...
For whatever reason, and we know the reason.
Yes, the reason is he's guilty. That's whatever reason. He's fucking guilty. He masterminded the whole thing. Show up on Jan 6. It will be wild. He took out the part where I'm going to go down to the Capitol with you. He took that out because it would have warned them that he was coming, and they would have had more security, and it would have made the attack less likely to succeed.
They think they can do better here in the...
Okay, and why do they keep showing this footage of him with his pancake on the top of his head flapping in the wind?
District of Columbia than they can do in a more diverse state like Florida.
Hi, fuckhead. The crime happened in D.C. January 6th happened in D.C. The documents case is in 2 districts. D.C. because that's where the documents were taken from illegally, and Florida where they were taken to illegally. Look, defend him and say we believe these charges are false and blah, 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 blah. But don't fucking pretend the rest of us don't understand how federal jurisdictions work. Good Lord, man. We watch a lot of true crime.
Well, I think that's a harder argument for you to argue. Because it is very difficult to change venue, and in these types of cases, it hasn't been successful.
Because when there's these types of cases, when somebody instigates a riot and an attack on the Capitol, it's hard to argue that didn't happen in Washington, D.C.
But I think you're onto something about what they want to prevent. They want to prevent the people from having their say next year.
No, you can vote for him when he's in jail. You can. He can run for office in the United States of America. You can run for office from fucking jail, dummy. That would not keep him off the ballot. You're scared that that's the one thing that will finally let Republicans take a break from gargling his balls.
Whatever that say is. Bill Barr, the former attorney general, no love lost, obviously, between Trump and Barr, he disagrees with the free speech defense, and this is why.
Disagrees.
They're not attacking his First Amendment right. He can say whatever he wants. He can even lie. That does not protect you from entering into a conspiracy. All conspiracies involve speech, and all fraud involves speech.
And this is a man who used to hang out with George H.W. Bush. I'm just saying, he knows what he's talking about.
So, free speech doesn't give you the right to engage in a fraudulent conspiracy.
John, your response to that?
Yes, it does. I don't like him. He looks like the dad from the dinosaur TV show. That's what he wrote for me to say.
Laughable. Absolutely laughable. What's the fraud? Tell me what the fraud is.
He was aware that he lost. He said it to multiple people. Everybody around him that he relied on for real information was telling him the truth. He knew they were telling him the truth. And he thought he could fix it so he could stay in office. He thought he could create the illusion that he had won. That's what the whole red wave thing was about. That's what declare victory before we've even lost. Like, he is clamoring about, you can't trust the votes in the beginning unless I win, all that shit.
What's the fraudulent speech? Donald Trump.
Well, I gotta say that it's on tape.
President Trump was out in the open petitioning the state legislatures, petitioning the court.
Yeah, and he failed. And he lost. He lost all of his legal battles. He lost all of them. And then he had a rally, and he set up a bunch of fake electors. that in states where he had lost by 100,000 fucking votes, he had fake electors who were going to show up, and these guys were going to attack the Capitol. There was going to be a 10-day pause. They were going to send it back to the legislatures. State legislatures who were allied with the Republican Party were going to say, no, those are we don't trust the Biden electors. We're putting in our electors, and you've got to signify before the 21st, or our country's going to fall apart, and we'll throw those in, and I'll still be president. That's what he was planning. It was a shit plan from the start. It was a Hail Mary pass, but he tried it. Again, it's still attempted murder. If you try to stab a person with the wrong side of the knife, it bounces off their chest and sticks you in the forehead. I'm sorry. You're still an attempted murderer.
There was nothing fraudulent going on.
Dude, his whole president's... Oh, God.
This is absolutely protected First Amendment speech.
No. No, it isn't. He's not being... Look, the evidentiary aspect of what he spoke about at, on the ellipse, or in the, at his rally, is not what he's being charged with. He's not being charged with anything he said there. They are comparing what he said in public to what he said in private. He's not being charged for saying that shit in public. He's being charged for arranging fake electors in this scheme and lying about what the vice president said in his role as president of the United States to other people as a directive to get them to follow illegal instructions from the president of the United States. You dummy.
For Mr. Barr to say that is a complete and utter ignorance of what the basic law.
A complete and utter ignorance. A complete and fucking hell, man. First of all, Bill Barr has known Donald Trump and worked more closely with him than you have. Just your complaint is you don't have enough time to prep for this case because you haven't been on the scene that long. Bill Barr worked with this dumb motherfucker for years. He was harder to pry loose from Trump than a fucking tumor.
Is with respect to freedom of speech. The First Amendment protects not only speech, but it protects the right to protest, and it protects the right to petition for grievances, which...
Yeah. Fake electors aren't petitioning for grievances. He's going to make that case. He's going to make the case that arranging for a senator to do a 10-day pause and allow their other electors to be there was their petitioning of grievances. They already had the petition, dumb fuck. That happens in the States. And then once they certify, that's fucking that. If you don't believe me, ask Al Gore.
President Trump did. To characterize this as fraud when there's nothing being done in secret, there's nothing being hidden.
Can we put a pin in that statement, guys? Remember this in the future? Because I'm just saying, there's going to be tapes. Lordy, there are going to be tapes.
There's no deceit.
Hanging it all. Yeah, John, they're hanging it all, or a lot of it, on the supposed conversation between Pence and Trump that Pence took contemporaneous notes of, where Trump said, "You're too honest," I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, you're just too honest. But I mean, to me, that's just a throwaway line. That doesn't prove anything. But
no, it doesn't prove anything. She works at Fox. First of all, she's never heard those three words in that order in her fucking life, especially at Fox News. Certainly not amongst the staff. Good Lord. So, of course, the words don't mean anything. Look at my show.
Man, they're hanging a lot on that one phrase.
No, they're not. They're using it as what's an analogy? A wall, one brick in a giant wall.
Good luck. I'm ready for them at trial. I can't.
Yeah, bam.
Wait, but
you tell them I can't wait. Oh, so quick trial is cool now, motherfucker. We need time. I can't wait. Make up your fucking mind.
But something about the conversations between Mr. Pence and Mr. Trump. President Trump was getting advice from an esteemed constitutional scholar as
Sean Eastman, co-conspirator number 2, I believe.
To an array of options that he could take in light of the discrepancies and what was going on in 2020.
Motherfucker, he's doing a lick lip. This is not good. So I'm assuming it's Eastman. It might be Lynn Wood.
Those discrepancies were well known. And
no, they were not. They had been asked and answered multiple times.
And they were being litigated.
No, they were not. The litigation had stopped.
Professor Eastman laid out a series of options that were discussed with Vice President.
Way to go, dumb. All right, well, I guess there goes co-conspirator. All right, sorry. Co-conspirator number 2. You fucking... Thanks a lot, dipshit.
President Pence. Vice President Pence disagreed on certain issues, but ultimately...
Yeah, he disagreed on violating the Constitution just to stay in power in a democracy.
Ultimately, what President Trump said is, let's go with option D. Let's just halt, let's just pause the voting and allow the state legislatures to take one...
Yeah, now, that's a good point you bring up right there. That's a good thing. Now, what was the strategy for, quote, halting the counting of the vote? You'd made a fucking couple of phone calls over the days earlier. Had anybody that was there been successful in halting the counting of the votes? Anybody, because I know there were a couple of attempts, but they failed miserably. So what was there seemed to be, plan A was call Ted Cruz, plan B was Tommy Tuberville, plan C was accidentally call Mike Lee. So plan D was attack the fucking place.
Last look and make a determination as to whether or not the elections were handled fairly. That's constitutional law. That's not an issue of criminal activity.
Your Honor, the divorce was final. I understand that. But since this is a state with no marital rape rules, and I don't agree that we're divorced, I thought it was okay for me to climb through the window and put my penis in her. And apparently her new husband got in the way, and somehow he and I ended up accidentally consummating a marriage. Now, all I want is half his assets. That's my impersonation of this guy's client if he did family law.
John, August 28th is the next date that you guys are supposed to appear, or you'll appear for the next hearing.
What does he do? Just is there a puff of smoke?
Thank you. We're going to be following this. We really appreciate you joining.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks a lot. I mean, we learned a bunch. I feel like I grew as a person. I actually think it's interesting. I feel like how close are we to Donald Trump just hiring an Adam Sandler character to be his lawyer? Honest to God. Oy. So, hi everybody. Hi chat room. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Let's. Sorry, there's something here. No, Fox is not in with Trump. Some of the folks there are trying to be. They are desperately trying to be. Don't get me wrong. However, yeah, it's not gonna. No, it's not gonna amount to. Sorry, they're screwed. Let's go to Little Nicky, Jim Carrey, and Liar Liar. Yeah, the problem is he's an actual. He turns out to be a good lawyer. The dumbing down is on us. I agree. Yeah. Bobo's old man can't afford a lawyer. That sounds right. Mel Gibson could lawyer up. That's true. Oh, shit. Hold on. I got to show you guys something. So remember we talked about, let's see. Remember we talked about how the Sound of Freedom is hold on. Let's see this. Let's see. I gotta shoot this down. Hold on. Remember how we talked about Sound of Freedom and how the story is quite frankly fucking made up? Let's see, hold on. That the boy that was supposedly trafficked from South America into America was actually from San Bernardino, California, and the guy who trafficked him was his landlord, and he groomed the kid in San Bernardino and drove him to Mexico multiple times, and they arrested the guy, and there was no SWAT team, no nothing. The guy was fucking gross and he went down, but he should. But like the star of the movie, the character is based on the guy who was like the third person to interact with this kid. That he wasn't the person who spotted him in the car. There was no like magic moment of divine providence. And secondly, the storyline is like, here, take my necklace, find my sister. She has been taken from me. And first of all, the kid doesn't have an accent. He was raised in the United States. Secondly, his sister wasn't 11 years old. She's 14 years old. She lived in San Bernardino and was never sexually assaulted by anyone, insofar as we know. Certainly not by the guy who was going after the boy. And she sure as shit didn't go to Colombia. And the story that he based that part on, what took place in Haiti, in regard to a 3-year-old boy who was kidnapped largely for money that they never found. They were unsuccessful in saving that kid or finding him or whatever, because they just basically beat the brush and were asking, they pretended they were doctors and asked one of the local warlords if they'd seen the kid, and that was that. Anyways, there was a guy named Fabian Marta, who was an investor in the movie. And he was just arrested for child kidnapping. This guy. He was charged with felony child kidnapping in Missouri. He's in the credits as among the investors that helped. This dude, Fabian Marta, is charged with felony kidnapping in July. While since removed, Facebook posts appear to show the same person revealing their pride in funding the film. Marta's name appears above the movie's in the movie's credits. Among the investors who helped bring Sound of Freedom to theaters, Sound of Freedom dramatizes the story. Blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Booking photo of Fabian Marta, 51. Fuck, man. That dude is 2 years younger than me. Maybe 3. Police also provided a booking photo, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Fabian Marta appears in the video. Marta's next court date is August 28th. Court records do not yet list his legal counsel. Bail was set at $15,000, but he was released on personal recognizance following an initial appearance. The nature, what the fuck is that about? Nature of the incident the criminal case relates to is not clear. The state of Missouri, child kidnapping is a Class A felony. If he's found guilty, he could face 10 years to life in prison. Yep. So, just a little sideline story. Couldn't see that shit coming at all. That's just interesting. So, yeah. Shocked, I tell you. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not like the Mark Foley Institute paid for it. I bet he's QAnon. Yeah, no doubt. Holy shit. So, yeah, I blame Biden, of course. Yeah, why wouldn't it be his fault? By the way, like, subscribe. You're watching Hal Sparks Megaworldwide, and I appreciate it more than you even know, especially at times like these. By the way, like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. Patreon.com/Hal Sparks. Just subscribe. Just hit the subscribe thing and just comment on the videos and do things and help us spread the word, because that's helping. We're almost at 55,000 subscribers. I'm telling you, there's a quickening happening. If we just got to get to we'll get past 55, and then we'll get to 60, and then 100K will happen, and then 150, and then I'll get one of those silly little plaques, and I'll molest it. So, yeah, 54.6 right now. Hey, man, we're going. It's interesting that since, let's see, is this part 1 or part 2? Okay. Ever since is this spread out? There we go. Yeah, I'll do this. Okay. Ever since Twitter has turned into shitter, the numbers have actually gotten better, which I find fascinating. Anyways, let's look at this next thing. Hold on a second. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Tucker Carlson on shitter, which I don't know why, but this dude, this show is still called Tucker on Twitter, even though Twitter's not called Twitter anymore. He's still putting the logo in the corner, which means they pre-tape these things. Maybe before Devin Archer actually testified, which is fascinating. But this is him. This is the first part of his interview with Devin Archer on his Twitter show. The shit? Why do I not hear anything? And why is it? Hold on. Good grief. It sounds terrific, guys. That's it's quality shit. Hold on. This and this. Nope. Maybe it won't turn the audio on unless you're logged in. Fuck. What the, you bastard. Hold on. Tucker, Devin, that'll do it. Videos. Okay. That's part 2. Where's part 1? Part 2. I don't want to see part 2. I want to see part 1, stupid. Oh, here you go. Tucker on Tucker.
In a bunch of different businesses.
Okay, here we go. So this is the beginning of it. We'll blow this up real quick. See if we can play this. All right, so here is it. They're having so much fun. It's just a couple of guys, and it's interesting that, I mean, it's not surprising at all, I suppose. But let's see. We got to go to. Is it in here? Yeah.
I like wood.
Clearly, there's something about Tucker's place.
Deeper and longer.
That's not what I meant. I didn't mean like.
I like wood.
Yeah, I get it. Just unfortunate.
Deeper and longer.
All right, so here's Tucker Carlson talking to Devin Archer, who, after he has been found guilty, by the way, of bilking Native American tribes out of millions of dollars.
So you worked with Hunter Biden in a bunch of different businesses.
Hold on, this is a little loud. Bring it down a touch. Here we go.
What were the specific skills that he brought to clients?
Well, at the end of the day, he had a career in Washington.
Yeah.
Graduated Yale Law School and had a very big network in D.C. and brought that know-how and understanding of D.C. and ultimately the Biden brand.
The know-how.
Okay, so Tucker's people have had a conversation with Devin Archer and told him, tighten this up. This is for Twitter. It's a shorter show. We can't, this is, even, tighter than segments on there. So we're going to stop every so often. And I'm going to ask you to tighten up your answer, make it more direct and focus on something else. And that's how, because this is not live.
As far as I could tell, he wasn't doing legal work. I mean,
Correct.
he wasn't in the counsel's office at Burisma, right?
No.
So
Neither was Devin Archer.
the network and the Biden brand sounds like the kind of key component of
Absolutely,
what
yeah.
he was bringing.
Yep.
Do you think that
Do you think the idea to purchase a Texas gas company and legitimize Burisma and turn it into a company that was under the legal fold of the United States, thereby protecting it from some of the worst parts of the Russian influence on things, was a good piece of advice? That would be my next question.
he would have been in those businesses, not having a business background, without his father being in a government position?
Yeah, because there are no Yale lawyers in business.
It's hard to speculate in those regards. I mean,
Yeah.
I think when we initially met and he talked about his advisory business, his business that needed to transition from lobbying to advisory, and the interest in private equity, it seemed, it seemed like a new and interesting network for us to expand our business. Whether he could have, been in that position, it's hard for me to speculate.
Right.
But obviously, the brand of Biden, adds a lot of power when your dad's the vice president.
For sure. And there was a time, maybe 10 years ago, when
Because as an investor, you're the one guy of all the people involved who can't grab a briefcase and vanish.
and private equity, maybe like AI now, was just one of those terms people were throwing out. I'm in private equity.
Right.
But the mechanics, having done it, coming from a business background yourself, are kind of complex. Are they not?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's a complex business.
As he found out, and why he's going to jail for a year.
Takes years of training, but again,
Takes years of training. Really? Is there a vocational school? What do they give you? A lathe?
the initial idea around the business that they were going to provide, the government insight and an additional network to raise capital and then, deal with regulatory issues that you might have at the corporate level.
Right. Regulatory issues.
Exactly.
Okay, so that would be more his area.
Right. That would be his space.
Right. But did he have a sophisticated understanding of regulation, do you think?
I think that he led a team that had a sophisticated.
Okay, because
Yeah, it's kind of like Tucker Carlson and the news. Because it's a great example. Tucker Carlson does not have a sophisticated understanding of the issues, but he, hires people to tell him basically like how to make his bullshit slightly more palatable.
I lived in Washington a long time, around a lot of regulation. Also, a very complex area.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think you got to be an expert in knowing the guy, and he was the guy that was the expert in knowing the guy.
He was an expert in knowing the guy.
Right.
And who was the guy he knew?
Well, he knew a lot of people, but obviously there was some familiar, his brother, his father, some of his father's siblings. So he knew a lot of people. And obviously I know you're pointing to, the father being the key relationship.
I'm just trying to get a sense of
what Don Jr. does for a living. Nobody fucking knows. He always seems to be smoking cigars and all glassy-eyed, and the Trump organization hasn't built a fucking building in years. So what does the vice president of a brand company do other than shoot endangered species and fuck around?
Washington's not a money town.
Right.
People aren't in business in Washington for.
I see. So they don't understand it the way New Yorkers do. I see. This is welcome to two-tiered elite systems.
For the most part, and most people don't have business skills that I've noticed in 30 years of living there.
As a trust fund baby, what are your business skills? Podcast? Listen, motherfucker, you and I do the same thing for a living right now. The only thing is that you were born with I don't know if it was a silver spoon in your mouth. It was probably a spork, but...
So really the business of Washington is selling access. That's what it looked like to me.
No. It's public service. Some people might build businesses on getting access, lobbying and the like, right? There would also be crossover partnerships. Think of... I don't know, all those airplane companies in South Carolina and North Carolina, for example. I'm fairly certain they have an office in D.C., but that doesn't mean they don't know how to make airplanes where they make the airplanes.
Not just under Biden, but like...
Yeah, no,
I think that's...
I think that's one of the core misconceptions. I mean, it seems like when understanding a regulatory environment means selling access at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's why you're going to jail for a year, dummy.
How I interpret it, and I think that's how most people in Wall Street, whether they admit it or not, interpret it.
Yeah. So we've got a complex business that intersects with government. We need a guy who knows it.
Right. How do I, deal with getting a guy a visa that needs to come over for a business deal? Right. Call our lobbyist that knows the guy in DHS or used to work in DHS or, in Customs and Border Patrol or the people at the embassy and state. They might be able to help. So they're very...
All places where Hunter Biden never had access, doesn't have access. What are you talking about? Who you bringing over here, man?
Very tactical elements that are regulatory and compliance and governance that you have to go through, and you got to know the guy that worked at the old agency that now has the lobbying firm that can go back to the agency and get things put to the front of the line.
So the reason I'm asking this is because
getting stuff to the front of the line doesn't mean you win the race. I mean, I guess pole position helps, but if the politicians that are in charge are against what you want to fucking do, you're fucked no matter when it gets there.
It's not to give the Bidens a pass, hardly. But when people say, well, there's some question about whether Hunter was trading on his father's name, if you live in Washington, that's the whole city right there.
Right. I think you know the answer to that. At the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay. Nobody gives a fuck if he's trading on his father's name. That's not the same thing. Donald Trump is trading on Fred Trump. Dumb fuck. That's the part of this that bothers me. The entire Trump family brand dangles off of the dad, and everybody uses it to get business and do their own business and their own secondary deal because my dad's Donald Trump or whatever. That doesn't mean you get the deal. It might get your foot in the door, but it's not going to guarantee that it will get you the deal in the first place or that it will be successful. Look, as somebody who drove out to LA to be an actor with all my shit in my car that had 140,000 miles on it when I left Chicago, and smelled like coffee and cigarettes because it was my dad's old car. And and then got here and had to share an apartment with a buddy of mine to try and make rent and all that kind of stuff, and occasionally running into somebody at an audition who got cast in a bunch of things and was like, oh, they must be doing something right. And then find out later that, like Nick Cage, their real name is Nicholas Coppola, and they changed their name so that people, everybody in the industry knows they're related, but the public doesn't. And you're like, what? Like, oh yeah, she's her daughter. That's her dad who runs. Oh. Well, fuck. All right. I'm no longer impressed as much as I was. But at the same time, if you get the opportunity because of how you got it and you turn it into a performance that I like Nick Cage. I like his shit. He's crazy. Good for him. But I also know that I ended up beating people like that out for roles a bunch. I had to out hustle them. But the idea that somehow that was like graft, if I find out one day that I lost a role in a movie or something because somebody was blackmailing the director, I'll be extra pissed. But I'll kind of also be pissed on behalf of the director.
Yeah,
Right, so
he
anyone
had the
who's
best advantage to do that because of where he was. And, we thought that when we went into business, this was a great opportunity for us.
So I get it, and you're not the only one who did that.
Right, there were a lot of
Hunter
businesses.
Biden's not the only son of a famous government official who's done this, right? At all. But I just wonder, like, when you hear people say, well, it's kind of an open question.
Right.
About why they hired Hunter Biden, like, that's pretty disingenuous, no?
Right. I think at the end of it, so when you look at there are people that maybe were, sons or relatives or brother-in-laws of other high-ranking officials, but I think what we ran into and with what Hunter ran into was almost like an Icarus issue. So he got it was too close to the sun. It was too good to be true, and the connections were too close and the scrutiny too much.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. So I guess if you're trying to, I don't know, rent an apartment next door to a bank and dig a hole and stuff, and then one of the guys on the team has a backhoe company, and he's always walking around carrying out bags of dirt out the front door and putting them into his free. He's selling free dirt on the street in front of the place. The scrutiny would be a little high and make it difficult for you to crime a lot. But he's just honest. He doesn't know you're trying to break into the bank. He just sells dirt for a living.
And it ended up destroying. It left a wake of a lot of destruction in business over a number of years.
So how many?
Hold on.
A lot of destruction in business over a number of years.
So how many?
Oh, did you guys hear that edit? They took out something. Another sentence or whatever. He says, on off mic right after
A lot of destruction in business over a number of years.
So how many?
I don't know where that was. That sounded like Joe Biden's voice. Maybe he's sitting by. Maybe this is all a big dark Brandon plan.
Hey, it's been reported, and you have said that there were occasions when Joe Biden would call in with clients present on a speakerphone.
Right.
How many times do you think that happened?
I mean, over a 10-year partnership, I would, the number I'm going with is 20. That's probably the amount that I kind of reckon. Yeah, a lot.
10 years. Joe calls Hunter every day, father to son. 20 is the number. 20 days out of 10 years.
So Joe Biden, who's very much a product of Washington, of course, must have known that he was calling in to effectively a business meeting.
Really? How so?
That his son was having. I mean, he must have understood that
his son did business all the time. Here's a good question. How many times get a hooker? I mean, I trust sex workers more than I trust Devin Archer. So find one of the hookers that slept with Hunter Biden and ask her, in the 9 or 10 or 15 or 12 times or 3 times or whatever that you worked for around and under Hunter Biden, how did his dad ever call while you were there? Did he say anything? Did he say hello to you, or did he ask you how you're doing, or did Hunter tell him, "Hey, Dad, I'm here with a hooker," or did he say, "Hey, Dad, I'm here with champagne. I don't know. Would it be fair to say that he was involved in paying you then because he called when Hunter happened to be on top of you and Hunter took the call?
That was kind of what his son was selling.
Well, it's hard for me to speculate on that.
But like, I guess my question, just to keep it to the facts, Joe Biden, then the sitting vice president, knew that there were Hunter's business associates in the room.
Yeah, I think I can definitively say at particular dinners or meetings, he knew there were business associates, and he, or if I was there, I was a business associate too.
Yeah.
So I think, or if any of the other colleagues from the DC.
Okay, dummy. This is the crucial part, and this is the edit. Knowing before you call is very different than knowing when you have called. Answer that. Did he know before he called? Did he call because you guys were there? Or did he call his son and his son was at dinner with you guys or at a meeting or whatever, and he wasn't sure where his son was because he globetrots and he didn't know what time it was, and he just reached out, or he was worried, or he got a message from somebody else that made him concerned, and so he calls Hunter when he could. Wouldn't you guys, chat room, wouldn't you agree? Not the big difference. Because that's the part both of these assholes are leaving intentionally vague.
The office or the New York office were there. So yeah, at times there were. From the, to be, completely clear on the calls, I don't know if it was an orchestrated call in or not. It certainly was powerful though, because, if you're sitting with a foreign business person and you hear the vice president's voice, that's prize enough. I mean, that's pretty impactful stuff for anyone in the world.
It's been reported, and I know that it is true, that the Hunter and his brother were very close to their dad.
Absolutely.
Which I think is great.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. You totally think it's great. Who could tell you think it's great? I believe it.
I've got a lot of kids. I'm very close to them, talk to them every day.
Yeah.
Never called them on speaker during a business meeting.
He's not calling them on speaker. They're on speaker, fuckhead. And also, do you know that your kids have never put you on speaker to say hi to who you are with? Or if your kids had a drug problem and they had been very concerned that you might die of a fentanyl overdose, they're like, hey, is there people in the background? And you just got into the habit of putting on a speaker and go, hey, everybody, say hi to my dad. So he doesn't have to worry that I'm on fucking crack right now. That's what that's about.
That's weird. You've got a lot of kids. You're close to them. Do you call them on speaker during business meetings?
What do you mean call them on speaker? What the fuck does that mean? The question was Joe Biden on speaker? The question should be, when your parents call you, do you put them on speaker? And you can't ask that question because the answer is sometimes.
Do I call?
I mean, what is that? A grown man calling his dad on a speakerphone during a business meeting?
He's not calling his dad. That's not, again. Love the fucking bait and switch here, guys. The idea was, and this is what's tracked with Devin Archer, is that Hunter isn't calling Joe. This is when Joe calls Hunter to check on him or say hi, and Hunter puts him on speaker and says, I'm here with whoever. Say hi. How's the weather, guys? That's that. Okay, love you. Talk to you later. Click. And he's saying that's a power play on Hunter's behalf. And there's an absolute possibility at the outside that Hunter said, hey, Dad, I'm having dinner later. Call me then because I can't talk right now. And he knows he's going to be with these guys and he knows it'll be impressive because they think he's a drug addict and a fuck up. And he's like, but they love my dad. So, and if they feel safe around my dad, they'll feel safe around me. So I'll have my dad call and they'll know that I'm still in good with him and I'm not going to end up at the bottom of a swimming pool, after their money has been taken to fucking St. Petersburg.
And to be clear, sometimes it was the call was coming in and
the
speaker would go on. So it's just the president. You have to be.
Okay, they're playing footsie together, but he's trying to swap this back to what was actually in testimony. Because in the testimony, Joe calls Hunter.
I mean, you understand DC, right? So
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He has preconceived notions about DC. He hates DC for business reasons.
Power to have that access in that conversation, and it's not in a scheduled conference call, and it's a part of your family, that's like the pinnacle of power in D.C.
100%. I guess I'm pivoting against the lie that I'm hearing people tell with a straight face, Congressman Goldman, for example, that we don't really know what was going on. Really? You're taking a call from the vice president and you put it on speaker. It's not just, hey, Dad, I'm in a meeting with some buddies.
Right.
It's, let me put my dad, the vice president, on speaker.
Yeah.
He's a crack addict. He's had addiction problems. His father doesn't trust the people he's with, including this fuckhead. Who's in the room? I'm worried about you, buddy. Who's there? Just let me know. Just let me say hi to him. Who is it? If they're okay, they'll say hi back, and I'll know who they are. Who are they? Who are you in a room with right now? That's the question. If you have an addict in your family, that's not weird at all. As I hope Devin Archer and Tucker Carlson never have to find out.
Yep. In the rear view, it's an abuse of soft power, I'd say.
An abuse of soft power.
Which is interesting what Trump calls his sex life. Also, and what the fuck is an abusive... All right, abusive power, that sounds bad. Abuse of soft power? How do you abuse soft power? You can't. Because the person can still have an opinion about it. Oh, fuck, his dad's got him on a short leash. Anything I tell this guy, if it's sketchy, his dad won't want it to fuck up his career. We got to get out of here. We got to go find somebody else. Where's Whitey Bulger's kid?
Interesting. When did you meet Joe Biden?
Joe Biden, I met the first time probably at the 2000 convention. I think it was in LA, and then Boston was 2004. So those two times I probably shook hands as they made kind of the power circles around the. You've been to them through the skyboxes.
Of course, I've been to them. I'm a trust fund baby. I mean, I'm surrounded at all times by wood.
Wood. I like wood.
Mm-hmm.
I like wood. Deeper and longer.
Yeah.
And then following that, really when our partnership started in 2008, 2009-ish, conversation started. That's when I re-met Hunter and actually had a sit down and meal with him, talked about the transition from lobbying into strategic advisory, and then kind of some type of coalescence around having a private equity fund that would have this unique access and understanding of a regulatory environment in DC.
Again, got it.
To be clear.
How many times do you think you met Joe Biden during the course of your relationship with Hunter?
How many times? I should have this off the top of my head since I've been asked so many times. Probably same thing, 20.
So I got one last question for you, and we'll do a much longer interview and get the entire story. But
Yeah. All I want you to do is make numbers sound worse than they are.
We found this letter, kind of amazing. It's from January 20th, 2011, which I think puts you in your late...
Put you in your glasses all of a sudden. By the way, Rachel Maddow called, and she's suing you for trademark infringement.
30s, mid to late 30s.
Right.
Okay, so you're a younger man. This is from the Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden, to you personally, and it's personalized here at the bottom. Devin Archer, Rosemont Seneca Partners, that was your partnership with Hunter Biden in Georgetown. Dear Devin, I apologize for not getting a chance to talk to you at the luncheon yesterday. I was having trouble getting away from hosting President Hu Jintao, who was running China at that point. I hope...
I'm sorry. Hu
Jintao was... I was having trouble getting away from hosting President Hu Jintao, who was running China.
Hu Jintao, is it? You've only got 11 minutes. Try not to be a dickhead. It's Hu Jintao. It's Hu Jintao. It's not Hu Jintao.
Getting away from hosting President Hu Hu Jintao, who was
Yes.
running China at that point.
China.
I hope I get a chance to see you again soon.
By the way, Hu Jintao, I'm sure, is a very nice man. Has never run China.
With Hunter. I hope you enjoyed lunch. Thanks for coming. Sincerely, Joseph R. Biden Jr. P.S. Handwritten, happy you guys are together. So there are many levels here. But here's the Vice President of the United States saying to you, a man in his mid-30s, who's not a government official, I'm sorry I was occupied with the guy who runs the world's largest country. I would much rather talk to you, and thank you. What was he thanking you for?
He's thanking him for keeping him from being bribed by China, because at that point, Hu Jintao was trying to own Joe Biden, and Joe Biden was trying to get away from him because he didn't like him, and he was pro-America, and Devon Archer's an American, and he would just rather spend time with him. Why would you rather spend time with an American who knows your son than the president of China?
Well, first of all, it's a lovely letter, and it was.
It's quite enthusiastic. It's a little weird, though, right?
Yeah. Well, it was kind of the beginning of our partnership, and he was thanking me and thanking Hunter.
His son had a drug addiction. He was trying to get his life straight. Good fucking Lord.
I think at the end of the day, for bringing this idea of this government regulatory strategic advisory business into the private equity world. And I think he was excited about the prospects for Hunter. And, he was just thanking me. I think it was a nice gesture.
It was a nice for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, it's not Joe Biden's fault that this guy would be a convicted felon later on and would bilk Native American tribes out of millions of dollars. How was Joe Biden supposed to know that? At the time, considering where his son was, Devon Archer seemed like one of his good friends.
Very polite. It gets a 10 on the etiquette scale, but he's a vice president of the United States,
right,
and he's talking about foreign business deals with you and thanking you for
right.
that.
I think, again, it goes back to my earlier point.
Talking about foreign business deals? All right.
Point
I don't know what he getting. I guess the idea is that he was in the Joe Biden was doing foreign business deals with Hu Jintao.
I think I hit the jackpot in finding the regulatory environment or company that can navigate right to the top. But obviously, as time was told, being a little bit too close to the sun ends up burning you.
For sure. And it did you, and you suffered greatly for it. And this is not a criticism of you. I would think as a business guy, you use every advantage. These are not business guys. This is the vice president of the United States. He's not allowed to be working on businesses with foreign governments while he's vice president. I don't think.
Not that I know of.
But here he is.
No, he's not. He had diplomatic meetings. As a matter of fact, he was like, I had government shit to do, otherwise I would come and say hi to you.
Right.
Amazing.
No, not right. I don't even know what the fuck you guys think you're saying.
We'll be back. Devon Archer, thank you.
We'll be back on Shitter right after these messages. After these messages, we'll be right back. God damn, that's lazy. Ugh. So let's see. That's part one. And then, whoops. Oh, and it's up here. Sorry. And then I go back to part two. Where is it? Yeah, here it is.
From. And how did you...
Hold on. And then we'll blow this up. So this is part two. You're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide, by the way. This is part two of Tucker on Shitter talking to Devon Archer in the classical Trumpian game. And this has got to be some sort of Illuminati elite, I don't know, silver spoon baby thing where you just sit in a room with books you've never touched, with no table, in khakis with no socks, in the weird leg. There must be some sort of Bohemian Grove thing to that leg cross that they all do. You couldn't find a fucking table? What are you afraid it's going to be a Han Solo Greedo moment? I don't understand this at all. All these motherfuckers are like, I really want to be the next Joe Rogan. I just can't afford a table. Good Lord. All right, so this is it. This is, wait a minute. Shit, round two. This is an That's the whole fucking thing? All right, we're only going to get a part of this.
Grow up.
So from Long Island, I was
Yep.
born in Seacliff, Long Island, which is a little Victorian kind of hippie town on the North Shore of Long Island. Born on the same street as my wife, Dayton Street.
wow.
Yeah, and so
Oh, wow, that's weird. I would never go there because that's where poor people are. That's so funny. I used to wear a bow tie, and if I went down there, I'd end up with my shoes in my ass. But wow. Wow, you're married. I would have thought the way you hung out with Hunter and the way his dad talked about him and that picture he took with his kissing his son, that you were all gay and it was just some sort of weird cabal thing. It's interesting. But I'm glad you brought it up though.
I like wood.
Yeah.
So for the first 3 years we were together on the same street. I'm a year older, so her mom used to babysit me when I was to eat Cheerios off the floor where she was pregnant with her, which was a pretty funny story. And then I moved to Roslyn Harbor, which was a mile away. And then we went to nursery school together. Ended up
This is creepy.
up in the North Shore school districts. My mom was the art teacher at Glenwood Landing School, and went to North Shore High School. We were, prom dates senior year, and then dated for a bit in college, and then
Is she going to jail with you too, or I'm sorry, it's just rude.
reunited after college some years later. But Long Island ended up.
What set that
Yeah,
in like
absolutely.
socioeconomic context? Is that like a really
You're like, you live like normal people, right? Ugh.
rich part of Long Island or middle class?
No, we
or
were
what?
middle class, very much middle class. My dad worked in the city. He was in he worked for Levi and Christian Dior in sales, and my mom was an art teacher, as I said. So I actually went. She was my art teacher, K through 6.
Ask Tucker what his mom did. Ask Tucker what his parents, how he grew up. Ask him. Ask him. I mean, you guys will have so much in common.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was
So
it was a
pretty
very
normal
very normal,
American.
very
That's good old-fashioned poverty. That's good. That's good American middle-class poverty. You know what I mean? You're the kind of like poor where you almost have hope, but I laugh at you when I drive by your house. That's it's good
middle
stuff.
class. 3-sport athlete. Lacrosse, winter track, football. Very kind of.
Douchey. Lacrosse, fairly douchey. I'm just saying. Just you reek of it. I'm just saying.
Even though it's Long Island and
I'm kidding.
close to the city, it's kind of very Americana.
Yeah. Oh, it is. too.
Surprisingly.
So then you go to Yale for lacrosse.
I did. Well, I went to Yale for the academics, but we like to keep that. Yes, but lacrosse was a big part of me being admitted. Absolutely.
What did you think of it? Was it a different world from?
Devin Archer went to Yale on a lacrosse scholarship. Something that I think every MAGA person can understand.
From the one you were from?
Yale, yeah, absolutely. It's a long time ago to reflect back, but it was certainly there was a big culture shock, both academically and socially, immediately, like first weekend of school. So
In what way?
Yeah, I don't understand that because I've always been around rich people who go to legacy schools. My parents would just buy a building if I wanted to go someplace. So, what's it like?
it was. I got to school, and there were. I don't. Without naming names, I was. At the first weekend of school, I wasn't in New Haven, but out in the Cape with, folks that the highways in New York were named after, and large condiments and tires and stuff like that.
Large condiments.
So it was definitely it was a big culture shock, but I adapted pretty quickly from a academic standpoint. The academic rigor was certainly from a public high school in Long Island relative to Taft or Exeter or Andover. There was a quick learning curve, but it was attainable. And then socially, I think I did a fine job as well too. So ended up at Yale. Went through 4 years. We had a successful lacrosse career there, which was
We did.
an absolutely incredible experience. And
I'm sorry. When you play lacrosse for Harvard or for Yale, rather, do you get to use the royal we? Is that how the team works? I've never met a Yale lacrosse player. Do they all do that?
kept you in line, kept you in shape.
Yeah.
Less distracted from everything. And graduated. I ended up, a quick stint into your world. Ended up working on the Olympics for NBC for Bob Costas down at
Well, that's pretty cool.
in '96.
That's pretty cool. I hate that guy. He's poor too. He started out with no money. Those people scare me.
Atlanta, and then went on to take a job at Citibank. So that's where I got my first Asia experience. I was fascinated with Vietnam and had studied some, contemporary American history in college. My dad was a veteran. He was a Marine, served in combat on the Hai Van Pass.
In Vietnam.
In Vietnam. So he was in Vietnam when he was 23. I had gone on a trip around the world, and really just, one of the stops was Vietnam. One of my.
Had he told you about it when you were growing up?
He did. We were a little bit irreverent and would tease him about it and get dressed up as fatigues and tell him we're knee deep in rice patties and
Trying to like
Oh dear.
yeah,
exactly. Flashback or something?
Trying to elicit PTSD maybe. Yeah, we were.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, we used to do a thing where we would try to trigger my dad's PTSD. Because it was cute.
We were a little wild. me and my three brothers and sisters. So
But lacrosse wild. So
he didn't talk about it much, but we tried to bring it up a lot. It was kind of.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was.
it is pretty funny. It was good, especially the part where he was like, did he weep or?
So you wound up working for Citibank in Vietnam?
I wound up getting a job with Citibank in Vietnam. I kind of orchestrated it through an uncle that had a relationship with Citibank.
Why isn't Tucker pouncing on that?
And yeah, ended up getting a management associate job there. Moved to, they just opened. Doi Moi was kind of underway, which was the not necessarily privatization, but the opening of Vietnam post the war, the conflict, the war of American aggression.
Yeah.
As they been coached to say, as if you live in Vietnam for some time. So went there, was a management associate, was in Hanoi for a year, and then a couple of years in Ho Chi Minh City. And ended up at Citicorp Asia Capital Limited, where I was in private equity. So
wow,
that was the beginning.
Where'd you go after Vietnam?
After Vietnam, there was a nonprofit that had come through to produce a film about Vietnam, which involved a bike ride on mountain bikes from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh City. It was an 18-day ride, 1,200 miles. And we had a production team actually video it. Citibank, they asked me at Citibank to sponsor it, so I wrote a letter to New York and said, "Can we sponsor this amazing event? We've got 100 NVA disabled
Fabulous
soldiers,
Yeah.
and we've got 100."
You're very weird. I don't need to know any of this shit. This is this kind of backstory. Let's go on to the Tucker. This is like long. There's a lot to this, so I'm gonna jump ahead. Am I gonna have to cut this fucker down? Doesn't want to play. Great. And just when I was getting into the story. Okay. I think that kind of wraps up anything we're going to learn from that one. But ultimately, I think here's the clearest thing I can give you is that conversation chat room. I think we can all agree that chat room. Did anybody catch whether or not he put Archer under oath at that point? Archer Daniels Midland. Anybody check to see if he was under oath, if he swore on anything at all? Nope. Interesting, because I do have, oddly enough, I have text where he has been, he swore under oath to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And one of my favorite parts is when I think it's, the Republican lawyer is reading a thing about them splitting numbers between people and blah, blah, blah. And so do you recall having a conversation with Hunter Biden regarding that you and him would receive approximately consistent with this email, approximately 4.85 million jointly from Burisma? Now, the problem consistent with this email, fruit of the poison tree, we'll talk about that later as far as the fake laptop. But he goes, his attorney, so now he's not asking about the email. He's asking if you had such a conversation. No, that I don't know what that 4.5. As I explained just before, it was 83, 33, 33, and it only went to one account, which we have all the stuff for. And theoretically, I don't know what we're talking about here, but it was like, so 666. By the way, 666 is don't forget, 666, any derivation of Super Chat or Venmo you want to do in $666 or $6.66 or $66.60, up to you. But that's how they broke it down, was they made $666,000 or some shit a year or a month from this whole thing for the whole company, and then they split it equally among everybody. And he notices that the math adds up to 750, which doesn't work out. He goes, but this one seems like there's some math that that's him writing to me. And he goes, that's Hunter Biden writing to you. I think theoretically it would be. In the small caps, is that what you're saying? Yeah. And this is, so where do we go? So that would bring us roughly to 4.85 million from Burisma. That would be from Hunter Biden. Okay. And I think whoever's asking the question means for Hunter Biden, not from Hunter Biden, unless the argument now is that Hunter Biden is now paying Burisma. Thanks, dum-dums. Okay. And Schwartz jumps in. He goes, no, we can't. And Archer goes, yeah. He goes, we can't confirm this email is from anyone. He's reading the text of the document, and in the format of an email, that's the way it looks. So he can confirm that you accurately read it, which you accurately read. And he can confirm, as he did, the conversation that he had with Mr. Biden. He goes, yes. And I would also add that any money that came from Burisma is all here, all documented here. There was no money that I can speak for only myself. There was no money that was ever received. Basically, this was because we had set it up for BHR. We took in this here. Hunter was the corporate secretary of RSB. So there was a COO who managed it. So that was, I don't know where that number is from. Can I ask you a question? Sure. First of all, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. This is Andy Biggs. Maybe this would help solve the question. Do you remember ever seeing this document at all? I mean, I get it's 10 years ago. And Archer goes, the email? He goes, yeah, I wonder if you recall. Does it look familiar? Is it something you might recall? No, I don't. I can't authenticate it, but those conversations are all around what we're speaking about. Like, obviously, I voluntarily just talked about there was a tri-global split. I don't know exact those numbers. And I mean, I've seen a lot of speculation. I can only speak for myself. I don't know of any other money that went beyond the RSB Morgan Stanley amount. Mr. Biggs, thank you for fucking my whole conversation. That's the game. That's Andy Biggs trying to get Devin Archer to confirm any emails from the fake laptop, and him going, not only not authenticating it because he can't, his lawyer interjects and says, we don't know that that's for real. We can't authenticate that because we have no evidence that it's real. But not just that, not just him, because you couldn't. There's no way you could fucking tell if they're waving a piece of paper. Does this look like your email? You couldn't do it anyways. But if they gave it to you and like, here's the metadata for that thing. If this metadata is attached to this document digitally and we could say to somebody, would you agree that that's an authentic email? You'd go, if that's true, then maybe, but I don't remember it still, and blah, blah, blah. You could still do that conversation. But ultimately, nobody is going to go, does this look familiar to you? And you're like, yeah, sure, that could be an email from me, I guess. I don't. He goes, no. And not only does he say no, this is the part that stands out for me entirely. He breaks down, he goes, I don't know what that 4.5 million that they're talking about is. As I explained just before, it was 83, 33, 33, and it only went to one account, which we have all the stuff for. He goes, it was 666,000 a month, essentially. And he goes, he looks at their math and it adds up to 750. That's more money than we were getting. And there are no accounts that have that money in it. They didn't go to us. They didn't go to Hunter. Nobody got it from them. It went to the COO of Rosemont Seneca Bohai because the money we were taking from this, we were investing in this other thing that was going to blow up and make us a bunch of fucking money. So we weren't even touching except the salary we might have gotten. We weren't getting any of the investment money that was going through there. We were going to try to double our fucking money. And the numbers you have are more than actually happened. And also, I don't know. I don't even know where you're even getting that shit from. This is why we watch How We Get the Entire Story and the facts provided with context. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. That's what I aim to please. I really do. Like, this is the simplest shit ever. Speaking of simple shit, we'll end on this, ladies and gentlemen, because I've got a little bit extra time with you tonight, but I got to prep for radio tomorrow. And some of it will entail indictment stuff. So I've got some reading to do. And of course some crying and some ice cream eating, I guess. Hey, it's an animal product. Anyways, this is Mike Lindell in the foyer of a realtor he just murdered. I don't know why is he sitting at the base of the stairs? And what does his house look like? Is he that alone? Did somebody tell him that the light coming through the front door when it's open is the best lighting in the house? Because it ain't. Is everybody else, will no one else let him do this stupid shit? How's that work? Does anybody know? Where the fuck? He looks like he's about to do a live demonstration of one of those chairs stair lifts. This is by the way, this is, let's see, what's the title of this one? He goes, he had written this down, but it was on the cover. Anyways, this has to do with, I'll look at it. I'll look it up over here. Because it's adorable and silly and stupid and funny and dumb. Oh, yeah. Where is he? Where are you, silly person? Anyways, it's more just him going, well, this is finally going to let the election, we're going to prove that the election was stolen. Same shit. I mean, I don't even know why I bother. Oh, yeah. So this is August 16th and 17th. That's a Tuesday and Wednesday, like an asshole. The Jam is on the 16th, you dickhead. With his weird, like, the symbol looks like he got it from one of those, like logo apps.
Hello, everyone. I'm here today to bring you great hope.
Thank you so much. You mean I'm finally going to meet Linda Carter? I'm fine.
You all know that the government has deemed our election platforms critical infrastructure.
Yeah, I would say that they're critical.
Well, I'm hosting an event that's going to reveal the plan that will save our election platforms immediately.
Immediately? Wow. Well, why wait? Why don't you just do it? If it's going to save it immediately, why would you waste any time? Get at it. Unless, of course, this is bullshit again. Maybe.
Something that's never
Also, the fuck? Turn the music down, asshole.
Never been done before in history.
Dude, you've done this 4 times already.
Or even talked about, for that matter.
No. Especially before English.
Everyone, whether you're Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, everyone's going to embrace this plan.
Satan worshipers are going to like this. I don't know if I can share a belief system, no matter how American it is, even with those people. God damn it.
This plan has been worked on for over a year.
And you're still not done? And you could save the elections. You do realize there was another election. You could have, if you'd worked, maybe if you started it a year before, there was a whole midterm.
And will be revealed to the world at the election summit on August 16th and 17th. Sign up now to gain.
Will you, string players, shut the fuck up?
Exclusive access to the live stream event and also receive a free online gift now.
What? A free online gift? Don't tell me. Is it a virtual pillow? Where I can, it's basically like an app called My Pillow, where you take just the pill and put an A on the end of it, and it makes a little image of a pillow, and then when you put your face on the screen, it's like the pillow goes in, it looks like it does, and then it leaves a little outline of your face. Isn't that magic? Is it that? Or is it, no, it's just, it's pea-stained sheets, isn't it? Fuck.
Thank you, and God bless.
God bless who? Okay, be a little more specific. Because they cut you off right then, and I just have a feeling that you said Ted Bundy. Say God bless America, or God bless each and every one of you, or God bless us everyone like Tiny Tim. But don't just say God bless, because I just feel like, knowing you, Mike Lindell, and the people you hang around with, that it's very possible that you went, and God bless John Wayne Gacy. And that's... Shut up! Fucking string sections, am I right?
Mike, the ad was incredible.
It was I agree. I'm still recovering. Look, I have not cried that hard since the AT&T ad where the kids call their grandmother and then she falls down and can't get up, and she pushes the little button and the guy shows up and replaces her windshield for free.
I love it. We're going to play it all the time. We're going to post
Yeah, we're going to play it all the time because you're paying us to.
site, and I'm so excited about.
Yeah, you look excited. You look like, yeah, that's how most people react when they're
I'm
excited.
so excited about the election summit and going out there, and War Room will be there, and
Yeah, because why?
to see all the people that'll be there, and of course, free stream.
Oh, of course, yeah, to see all the people there.
This is 100% fact here.
Right, I agree. There are going to be people there. They'll be nuts, but still.
Streaming, you can just sign up for free streaming. But I got to start before I get there. Mojave County, and we're going to try to have Sonny Borelli on tomorrow. Mojave County, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, I think that's...
That would take up way too much time. Don't ask him to correct you when you're wrong. A, he wouldn't know. And B, he supports what you say that's wrong. It's so fucked up.
This is going to reveal all the evil in our country.
I know.
It's one of your big tests. The Board of Supervisors voted down last night paper ballots, game day voting, and they said it's going to cost them $1 million, and they're broke. And it's also they're not absolutely sure about the efficiency of it. Mike Lindell.
Well, Mojave County, everybody, I dealt with that Board of Elections with the Kerry Lake race, and they were going to, that following Monday, not certify the election. And
then they realized there's like 17 people in town, and they could bring them all in and ask them, and they all said, yeah, that's how I voted. And then that was that. Plus, I think Trump won Mojave County. So what the fuck?
They were attacked over the weekend, and all of them said under duress, we're going to certify. So they've been attacked in every way, shape, or form for about 6 months now.
What election are we talking about? Just 6 months?
And the lies that they've been told that it's going to
loud.
cost too much and it's not going to be efficient. Remember, everybody, our hand counting system is better than France, Germany, Netherlands, the UK. I've checked them all.
Wait a minute. Look, I'll understand that they hand count these smaller countries with fewer people. Of course, they might be good at counting their ballots. That's fine. But nobody has better hands than the French. I'm just saying. It's just trust me on this. This is something that I have a lot of experience about, And if you don't believe me, I want you to take a good long look at Sophie Marceau. And after you are done fainting, you can fuck off. Fuck off again.
What?
You heard me. Fuck off. The French have the best fingers.
Wow.
I know they have the best palms.
Wow.
Yes, and they have the best fingertips.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and what they can do with them, you will never know.
What?
I'm not telling you. Forget about it. Just telling you that one of them came in. I remember that the lights were very dim, and I wasn't quite. It was a rough translation. One of them said,
This is going to reveal all the evil in our country.
And then she opened her robe, and God damn it, she was right. And I'll never forget that lovely night. It was so. What's the word? What is the word I'm looking for?
Wow.
That is the word. You're correct. That is so correct, Mike Pillow.
All out. We
Ba-dum, ba-dum. Ba-dum, ba-dum.
put together this great hand count system that
I like to be hand counted.
what?
Yes,
was used in Osage County in Missouri 3 months ago in an actual election. It finished
in an actual county election. Yeah. It's fucking county, dum-dum. So it's Sage County. It's half native reservation.
about the same time as the machines did. It was 100% accurate, and it's
How'd they check? Oh, they ran it through the machines.
About 10 times less costly. So
No, it is not. Also, everything in Osage County is 10 times less costly than most fucking counties, you dum-dum. Hold on. God damn it. Now I have to do this. Hold on. This is good. Osage County. Because there's that movie coming out about the Osage, and yeah, I think I might know why they could hand count it in general. Try and follow me on this. Could it possibly be that there's only 13,000 fucking people in the whole county? Which, by the way, is not the congressional district. The congressional district has a bunch of other similar sized counties. I'm going to guess 9 more, somewhere in the area of 8 or 9 more. Yeah, that's why they were able to fucking count it without getting a separate county system of electronic stuff. And yet they still use the voting systems provided to them by the state to verify stuff. So shut the fuck up. Also, let me, if I may, yeah, let's see. Ooh, big one. Oh, man, yeah, much bigger. The old, it is huge. Yeah, Mojave County's got 217,000 people. That place is huge. No wonder they needed machines. Almost a 250,000 people. One moment, please. Hi. Can you would you like to come in here for a second? Yeah, can I help you, young man? What's going on? What's going on, Chipster? What's a buddy to do? What's a buddy doing? Hi. Cat cam, huh? How do you like that? What's going on, buddy? Hold on. Hi, buddy. What's going on? What's happening? What's a buddy to do? Hi. What are you doing? I have a show to do. They gotta see, I'm petting. I got a show to do, buddy. I got a show to do. I have to do a show. Let's get it. Here, hold on. Step over here. There you go. Say hi to those folks. Don't put your butt in the camera. All right. There he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, Chip making an appearance. The cat cam. First, that's its actual debut. Congratulations, everybody. Chip's a buddy. Hi, buddy. There he is. Hi, buddy. So, hello. Hello, buddy. What are you doing? I can't. I'm not getting you a snack. Come here. It's not snack time yet, silly. I know it's not snack time. I know. Hold on. It's not a snack time, buddy. It's not. I'll get you fed in a minute. I'm almost done. I know that you know when the show is over, so don't even front. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Shh, come on, get out. And you brought me a toy too. Look at this. That's very sweet. Wow. Okay, go play with that. I'll be right out. This is what happens. He tries to save me from the Mike Lindells of the world. This is just wrong. Huh? Cat cam. Am I working on shit for you guys all the time or what? It's also the push-up cam. That is true. It was initially designed to be the push-up cam. Just saying. So I could put this down here like that. I think I have to move it back to like here. Let's see. Yeah, this is better. There you go. Hello. Hello. Because Twitch, people can like give me points, to do push-ups and stuff. And I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've got to tilt this camera up. Although it's good that I'm going down this low. I should just widen it out, though. It should be like here. That's probably good. There you go. Yeah, see? So much better. All right. I've got a show to do, though. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Back to... Okay. Woohoo! Cat cam rocks. Oh, thanks. Oh, 50 for the cat cam. Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chats. You're so lovely. Somebody, it was screaming that out. 1 second. Where is it? I have to scroll back. Great donation. Oh, that was very sweet. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like the kitty cam. I will use more of that, and I will see if we can get because Chud comes down sometime as well. So there we go. And Kath, thank you for the cheering. That's lovely. Oh my gosh, 500. Oh my gosh, I only saw that's so lovely. Thank you. That will go to our computer fund. Well, that brings us much closer. We are now 2/3 of the way to the computer. Thank you so much. Yeah, somebody wrote 50 and I saw it, and I'm sorry, 500. Thank you so much. That's so lovely. Oh my gosh. So sweet. I mean, honestly, that was just...
What?
I know. I felt the same way. I just saw it and I was like,
wow.
I know. Thank you so much. Yes, Mike says wow about that.
Wow.
I agree. That's 500 clams, or as some people would say,
5 eggs.
I know. That's right. Groovy. So thank you. I'm glad you guys like the cat cam. I'll probably have to put another one over here so we can triangulate, because he'll walk around, and Chud sometimes walks around under my green screen right here. This is the computer that's getting replaced. I shove everything back here when I do the show, and then I put it back down. But she walks under the green screen. By the way, yes, it is a small room. Murphy's a dick right now, but I think it's because summer took off. But he's kind of always a dick. So yeah, there you go. I love you guys. I appreciate it. And if you can't compete with 500, that's okay. Sharing the show, all that stuff, lovely. We will need a floor mic for the purring and the squeaking of my shoes, I suppose. Anyways, back to the stream. We're gonna finish out Mike Pillow because what happens if we miss all the evil in our country? By the way, for the record, he looks like shit.
What?
Yeah, he looks bad. This is kind of the worst I've ever seen Mike Pillow look.
Wow.
Look, I've been trying to help. I'm the one telling you that fucking Brannon House is robbing you blind, asshole.
Wow.
Well, it's true.
What you're going to see now is 100% proof.
Yeah, that didn't turn out to be true, but maybe this will.
Whatever they're being told down there, which is probably by the opponents. I mean, the unit party.
Okay.
Oh, you can't.
But hang on. Whoa.
Yeah, simmer down there. Too much. It's you got to slow down. Give these people the facts.
Whoa. But during at least the first day on the 16th,
you're gonna actually have. You're not gonna say stupid shit like.
What you're gonna see now is 100% proof.
You're not gonna say stuff like that, are you? Because that didn't work out.
This is 100% fact here.
Yeah, that didn't turn out to be true either.
This is going to reveal all the evil in our country.
Yeah.
100% proof.
Yeah, that didn't turn out to be true. There was nothing. I was very disappointed to find out that there was not.
It's a malware called Q-Snatch.
Right. I'm sorry, what?
Q-Snatch.
Yeah, I was hoping to see a piece of malware called Q-Snatch, and I didn't.
Or can you go into this in detail? I think what we need is
a
detailed president. Is this going to be part of the election summit?
Are there going to be details this time, as opposed to just rambling bullshit where you were attacked with a tangerine?
At least get in the detail of this about the
alternative
here is going to be
absolutely.
Haines County.
Oh, absolutely.
Fine.
Also, fuck, his audio is bad. It's crackly like crazy, and it's just coming from him. It's not Bannon's. It's not the actual video. It's what's coming from Mike Pillow.
Yeah,
Fine.
we're gonna have the 2 days of this. It's gonna be a lot of education too at this summit.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I've learned a lot already
On the 16th and 17th. Remember, everybody, on the 16th, every state's gonna be up there.
Oh my God. I hope they're reinforcing the stage.
Presented. Every state's going to give you hope.
Hope Hicks is going to be there. She could be Miss every state. I'm just saying.
No matter what state you're in, there is hope in every state.
I know. I handled 6 of them.
On the next day, we're going to reveal the plan that everyone's going to embrace. And remember, in
case you're wondering, California, Nevada, Illinois, Kentucky, and technically, because of Nerd Halen, Texas, and then, of course, Ohio.
It's never been done before, never been talked about before. It doesn't rely on law changes, legislators, judges.
Yeah, it's all just, all you need is a spoonful of meth, some Crisco, and
snatch.
No, not that. A spoonful of meth, some Crisco, and like a small pry iron.
What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, I guess you could use the spoon if you sit it at the right angle.
Wow.
Yeah.
All of it can be done right now with the footprint we're in, and we're going to do just that in this fall's election in Louisiana, Mississippi, Kentucky, Virginia, and across our great country.
No, you're not.
Okay, Mike, once again, how do people go? Just tell people how they get to the...
How do people go? Well, some of them, it depends on if they're going number 1 or number 2. If you're at a Hardee's, I would say hover. But the ladies know what I'm talking about.
The live streaming aspect of it, because...
How do you do a live stream? We're on the internet right now, and everyone watching this watches this show on the internet and Lindell TV. If they found this, they can find that. But just in case, explain to them how the ones and zeros come out in an order that you could view with your eyeballs.
It's all officials. It's election officials and people, precinct straight are all there in person. 1,000.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. It's like Comic-Con for QAnon.
What you're going to see now is 100% proof.
So a couple thousand people, but to the millions that want to see this, where do they go?
The millions who want to see this. We want to see this. Millions of us. We want to see this. We didn't want to see the last ones, but we want to see this one.
Yeah, guys, go to LindellEvent.com. Get signed up.
Why? Why not just have it on Lindell TV? It's on Lindell TV at this date, but you can sign up to be a part of it by going to Lindell TV, and there's a sign on the thing, and clicking the link, and there'll be a link on this show. Why do you need another fucking... Oh, because it's a sales pitch, and you're just bullshitting. That's why, because you're just hiding money. This is a scheme. I see. And why do you have to call it... You got Lindell TV, you got Lindell Events, or whatever. You do realize that I'm going to go buy a Lindell something just to fuck with you, right? So that you can't have it. Like Lindell for America or some shit, right? You know that's going to happen, right? I don't know how he could not know. I just don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree.
Right now, you're going to get a free online gift just for signing up. Just
what? A free online gift? Tell me more.
Go there, put your email in, get...
I see. So it's an email farm. I see. So you just, yeah, great. What's my free, let me guess, a promo code for a free pillowcase if I buy 3 or more pillows?
We have to get at least, I want 3 or 4, maybe 10 million people to watch this.
Right. So he's going to charge them all $1 somehow. He's going to get, if you sign up for the event, he wants 10 million people to watch it. And if he can get 10 million people to watch it, he can squeeze $1 out of each of them, or $5 out of half of them, or $20 out of a third of them. It's a marketing campaign. Fuck you.
This is the only way, everybody, that this plan fails is if it's not watched.
Okay. Great. Now you're making me not watch it. Thanks. Douchebag.
We have to get the word out. So not only get here.
Why? Why do you have to get the word out? It's a plan that doesn't even cost money. You could just use it. It just does it. You have a thing where people can, there's paper, and people can write on a piece of paper, and that's the plan. What the fuck do you need this thing for? Just tell everybody. Make a pamphlet, fuckhead. Unless, of course, this is just a scheme to get people to buy more My Pillow shit. I somehow.
And sign up. And by the way, put in the referral code War Room and get.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. And get 60% off
that free $20 online gift.
Get that free $20 online gift. All you pay is shipping and handling. Yeah, we ship it, and then before it leaves the warehouse, somebody goes, what the fuck do you think handling is? Who handled this before? Honey, smell this My Pillow. Does it smell like this has been, I don't know how to put it, handled?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. It smells like smells like Hardee's and crack.
What?
It does. All right. Fucking
But
hell.
also share this everywhere. Share this website.
I agree. Share infotainmentwars.com right now, because only you can prevent this bullshit. Hold on. Yeah, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, hello bullshit.
Everywhere. This is what's going to secure our elections. I promise you it's going to work.
No, it's not. It is not going to work. Because I guess our elections are already secure. So it already has worked. So you don't have to do anything. You can just fuck off.
Wow.
And Mike Lindell is not trying to get on the debate stage. He's not one of these guys giving you a $20 gift certificate for a $1 donation.
Yes, he is. That's exactly what he's doing.
No bait and switch here. You're getting bait.
Right. Steve, they call me the worst grifter. I'm the anti-grifter in this country. I've got.
I'm going broke. Brandon had me over to his new house yesterday, and it's really big. He showed me his tie collection, and then he took me to Hardee's, and he laughed while we ordered.
One thing I can tell you, Mike Lindell's not trying to get on the debate. He's not a Keebler elf. Anything Mike Lindell is not a Keebler elf. Mike, real quick.
What? Is that just... All right. I don't care. I could probably figure it out in a couple minutes, but I honestly am not. There's no way I'm investing in figuring out what their inside jokes are.
We got to bounce. 20th anniversary. Where do people go?
The 20th anniversary of My Pillow. Oh God.
Yeah, you guys go to mypillow.com.
Ah, fuck off. Nope. The rest of it was an ad, anyways. Nope. No. He's not a Keebler elf because he doesn't have stripes of fudge across his butt. What?
Wow.
I didn't mean that.
What?
Quit it. I was just saying.
This is going to reveal all the evil in our country?
Yeah, wasn't that the original Keebler cookie ad line? Do we get it? No, there's no discount mark. No, everything is full price. Gotta bounce. He's 14. This is your last day at Hardee's.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Really.
Wow.
It's true.
Wow.
Come on.
Wow.
I meant it.
What?
Yeah, I did. It's true. Anyways, I love you guys. I got to prep. I went long, but there was a lot to cover. The fact that the second part of the Devin Archer thing was an hour long, and it's just like his history of how he got into Yale on a lacrosse scholarship, and that's worse than Gal Luft being a Chinese spy for most maggots. Let me get this straight. In the last month, you guys have put your faith in an attack on Joe Biden, a Chinese agent who's also a Israeli arms dealer, a Yale graduate who went in on a lacrosse scholarship that's going to jail for bilking native tribes out of millions of dollars. And who else? Rudy Giuliani. I know, it's just gross. Anyways, Archer's the yuppie villain in every 80s movie. Yeah. How they are uninformed. Agreed. Very much agree. Excellent. The cat cam is awesome. I'm glad you guys like it. I just want to say. The laptop, right, which doesn't exist. But there was another one. There was another person that they were besides James Comer, who's a complete God. I'm glad I make you laugh. I hope you had fun tonight. I certainly did. I needed to laugh and I needed to hang with you guys. And I'm sorry I couldn't get. I had to run to the airport, so it took me longer than I thought. So I couldn't get Ficus up and running. But he will be joining us very, very soon. I promise. But the important thing was that I, at this show, at Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide, confront a lot of these accusations and these assertions by the right head on. I don't like that people go, well, in all fairness, fuck that. There is no Hunter Biden laptop. Feel free to at me. That's how I roll around here. Metadata or it didn't fucking happen. Just get used to the idea. And when somebody like Mike Pillow says, we've got all the evidence and we're going to spend 2 days showing it to you, fine, I'll be there. We'll watch the whole fucking thing. But I'm here to tell you, by the end of it, you will have accomplished fuck all because you're a nut and you have no new information and everything you believe is a lie. And perhaps, just perhaps, you might, Mike Pillow, if anybody around you is fucking watching, because the offer still stands for you to be a guest on the show, you dick. Somebody around you might let you know that even though I don't like you, Mike Pillow, I do not like you as a person. I think you're not a nice person. I used to think you were a gullible twit that was just led astray, that you meant well and you were being taken advantage of. I don't believe that anymore. I think you are an asshole, quite frankly. That said, being an asshole isn't a criminal offense, and you can be salvaged from being an asshole. I'm just saying. And hopefully someone around you will have the guts to tell you that Brannon House and the people around you who are running Lindell TV that you've bought into this whole, Trumpistan bullshit that you're stuck in are bleeding you dry, and you're a fucking idiot, and you're going to cost everybody at My Pillow their goddamn jobs because you're a gullible dickhead. Just saying. And that's me trying to do you a fucking favor. Oy. Other than that, I have no opinion. Shit. Hold on. Now I have to, let's see. Do I still have my, I get all riled up. And then it's like, who is there was somebody at one point who, let me just make sure this OB is seen. Let me do this. Here we go to end, make sure that still works. Yeah. And then this, we go to make sure this does okay. And then we'll see if it still works. That at some point, people will recognize that even people that I detest, I don't know what it is, it's compulsion or whatever. And in all fairness, I want to at least be arguing with someone on an even playing field. So if they are being bullshitted or lied to or suckered, I would like that to end so I can find out what the fuck they actually believe. Especially if it's somebody who, in their mind, they think they're good-hearted about some shit and whatever. Anyways, I hear no figures today. Well, you have to leave. It's the end of the show. But there is